Okay, coach. All right. I want to share with you another lovely little opinion, opinion, but it's one that I'm going to back up. I'm going to clarify this. Um, and it may feel contradictory to what you've been taught or what you learned or what you think about coaching. And I'm going to also clarify that what I'm about to tell you is not bad or wrong. There is just you're being taught slightly limited. So first off, I just want to clarify, this is, I'm just offering some little tidbits and insights and information, really stoking your learning, getting you excited so that you just are hungry for more. Full transparency, I want you in the Fast Path to Masterful Coaching. I want you there because I know I've been doing this for 17 years. Holy smokes. And I have watched coaches just like you grow exponentially. This course, this Fast Path to Masterful Coaching, picks up where your coach training left off and will take you beyond where the journey is astounding. And I'll put this up against any coach training program out there. There's some wonderful ones out there, but this is unlike them at all. And this is targets and grows fast the powerful, brilliant, masterful coach that you already are. That's it. That's simple. But I want to share with you, pardon me, I want to share with you kind of the little readjusting. And I don't mean to devalue other trainers, but I've heard this from various trainings that this is a great, brilliant coaching question to ask your client, especially when they're in the beginning. When you're in the beginning and establishing the topic, and your client brings you kind of here's what's happening, and there's sort of two or three or four different things that are going on, and they're all tying in, and they all that, and then the magic question, and I've heard many coaches say this, is so what's the common thread? Now, that in itself is not a bad question. It truly isn't. It's actually a fantastic, brilliant question. But where I'm challenging is the appropriateness and the effectiveness of that question, that it's not guaranteed to be brilliant and what the client needs every single time. So it's a great question to ask, but I'm going to encourage you to ask it intellectually and intelligently and purposefully rather than just habitually and formulaically. I hope that makes sense. And I'm going to clarify why. It is a brilliant question to ask. It is a horrible question to ask. And the reason being, and by the way, this is just a little bit of an appetizer, an amuse-bouche, if you will, to what the rest of the course is about. But the one of the first things that I teach is really identifying and recognizing that human part of us that is all about surviving, looking good, doing it right, staying safe, fixing problems. And we can't think powerfully and intelligently and creatively. This is almost inevitably where your client is when they step into a coaching session, especially when they're on the newer to coaching or a newer relationship. And this is typically where they come from. They come from, I am stuck in an unsolvable problem and I can't get out. And I don't know my way out, and I don't know how to achieve this, and I can't, and this and that, and their thinking is limited, and they're not able to answer that question. You probably are recalling, if you ask that question, how many times your client was not able to, or they gave kind of a halfway answer or a kind of a consolation answer, but not really clarifying it. Because in that state of their being, in that human state of, I've got problems and I can't fix it and I don't know how and I don't know what, their ability to think creatively and powerfully has been subdued, reduced, nullified, eliminated. Now, for those clients who are stepping into their power, owning themselves, accessing their creativity and intelligence, opening up, being able to think more creatively and more out of the boxy and more all of that. Yeah, they're going to be able to answer that easily. So the question itself can even be a great indicator as to who you're talking to. I mean, if you ask, well, great, so like, well, what do these all have in common? And your client goes, I don't know. They're all different. They're all separate. They're all this. There's nothing wrong with that. It just means that you're talking to their human and you overstepped and assumed you were talking to their powerful self. That's all. In which case, back it up. Boop, boop, boop. Ask another question. You can always come back to that question later when your client is in a stronger capacity to be able to answer it much more effectively and clearly. When I guide and mentor coaches, and I know this gets like poo-pooed on, but I'm telling you, it makes a difference. Instead of going for the connection quickly and first, slow it down, coach. What's the rush? What do you got to be someplace? What? Your client has plenty of time with you. So take the time to connect with them. Take the time to reveal and engage and open up and explore. Why go to the big magic right away? Okay, what do they have in common? Let's go and then let's do this and then because that's more of an urge of fixing problem. We're going to fix the problem by finding the common thread. Okay, great. No, that's not coaching. Coaching is all about revealing, exploring, discovering. So do that. And one way that I guide coaches is when you hear two, three, four disparate, conflicting problems, issues, goals, actions, whatever it is, give them back to the client. Identify them clean and crisp. Okay, so you've said that you want to work on this. You've said this is also a problem. And you've said that here is also something that needs attention. Yes, connecting. Yes, you heard me. You understand me. You get me. Yes, I do. And so speak their language. Remember, they're in the world of human struggle, suffer, problem fix, can't fix problem, so more suffering and struggling. So go to that person. You're not coaching that person, you're connecting to them. So, of these three problems, which one of these do we give attention to? And you're giving them back their problems for them to own and choose. The very act of owning and choosing is a shift to stepping into their own power, which is who you want to work with, who will respond much more powerfully to your coaching, and who, should you ask it, will be able to better answer that question. By the way, what do all these have in common? Slow it down, coach. Which one of these do you want to give attention to? And I can promise you, if you, even just with that one, and what makes this important? And what's the bigger picture all about? And how will you be stronger or better? And how will this benefit you? And what will you need to learn and grow and get better at? And how will you need? I can tell you that common thread will reveal itself. But now they're along as part, a valid and valuable part of that conversation. Don't believe me? Try it. It might feel a little awkward and clunky if it's different than what you're used to, but I can tell you, if we meet the client where they are and then invite them to a deeper, higher, stronger, richer, sharper place, rather than, hey, go to the sharper place. So much easier. So, as I said, this is just the little teeny tiny bit that is waiting for you in the Fast Path to Masterful Coaching. Go, click the link, get to learn more, sign up, join this class. The new one is starting soon, and I would love to see you in it, because then I get to watch your coaching grow exponentially week after game-changing week. No kidding. And I will see you there. And until then, I wish you amazing, beautiful, common thread coaching.